Blxckie has been on a crazy run recently, from doing his tour in the US to dropping songs like Back Into It, All Facts and Baby Jackson, and I especially fell in love with the production in his new sound. So in this video we're gonna be trying to capture and recreate the same vibe.
Here comes a girl with the buttons in her eyes. Don't look at her, or you surely will die. Here comes a girl with the buttons in.
So the first section I started with is the melody section, and the first melody I played out this chord progression. Now for the sound I used for these keys or this progression, I got it from a one-shot kit by XY Nothing. It's called Aperture Multi Kit. And then for the effects I used Fab Filter EQ just to take out some on the low end, and then I used this awesome plugin which is like a vintage tape plugin which is called Reels, just to add some texture on this first melody. Then to build up on that first melody, I added some bell tones. Now the bell tones come from the same one-shot kit by XY Nothing. I actually used a Fab filter, and I used this awesome reverb called Alborosi Dub Station on the bell tone, just to give it a little bit more texture. And lastly, I took out some of the low end that the reverb was creating by putting it on an EQ from FL, which is a parametric EQ. And then lastly, I added more bell tones on this melody. Now for the bell tones, I got them from XY Nothing Aperture Multi Kit. For the effects, I use Retro Color, which is very awesome. It's like a tape vintage type plugin, and I also use this GHZ Mega Verb just a little bit on my mix for the bell tone. So the next section is the counter melodies, and I wanted to complement the first section, which is the melody section. So I added some counter melodies, and the first sound is the Spanish guitar. Now the Spanish guitar comes from a one-shot kit by Nofak, which has a collection of one-shot Spanish guitars that you can just chop around and flip to make something awesome, and no effects were used on this one shot. And then the next sound is this texture. Now the texture comes from XY Nothing Aperture Multi Kit. Now the last sound is this dub hits C minor. Now for this dub, I didn't put any effects on it. Now for this section, I wanted to add some flutes on it. So I started out with this sound here. Now the sound comes from a one-shot kit by Mac Shooter. It's called Candins. And then next up, I got this Flute Run. Now for the sound of the flutes, I got the sound from XY Nothing Aperture Multi Kit, but also added out this awesome Context Bank Jubal flutes on it, just to make it very samurai type of sound. Now next up, I got the bass, and I obviously like to put a bass on top of my samples. Now for the bass, I got the sound from XY Nothing Aperture Multi Kit. The sound is called Enemies. And then for the effects, I added out a sausage fattener, just to beef out some of the sound of the bass. And to emulate that vintage sound again, I added out this preamp from Arturia, which is called V76, which is an emulator of an actual real preamp which was used in the 70s. Then the last section, I added out a vocal.
Here comes a girl with the buttons in her eyes. Don't look at her, or you surely will die.
Now for the vocal, it comes from a kid by J-Kick, which is Charles Play, a very awesome vocal kid. I actually put no effects on these vocals at all. Well, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Always appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. You guys are the blessing, and you just helped this channel reach 2,000 subscribers, so we really appreciate you. If you really enjoy this type of content, please make sure that you click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We got more content coming, and obviously it's taking time to make these type of videos, but hopefully you guys can be patient with us. Always really appreciate you. Till the next time, peace.